assistant for a producer. I worked as an assistant at a talent agency, just writing scripts during that time, and I ended up writing a script that people liked, that got passed around. It had a very strange concept to it, and some people really liked it, and it got in the hands of the right people, and I was lucky enough to get repped and signed by some good managers and agents. So that's sort of how that worked out, and then I got on the blacklist, and that's what happened.
Excellent. What year was that you got on the blacklist?
Geez, I think that was like 4 years ago, something like that. So, and that's what really kind of allowed me to do this.
What, sir?
At least for me, I like to concentrate on a specific amount of projects that I'm, a finite amount of projects that I'm passionate about. I think that, I sort of, if you spread yourself too thin, you end up just doing mediocre work, I guess. So I'd rather just sort of focus on things, the material that I like, and the scripts that I like, and the pitches that I like, and because there's only so many hours in a day, so you can't be pitching, just writing treatments for everything, you know what I mean? So that's another thing about being a writer, you just sort of have to give yourself over to the process. You write the words on the page, like generally if it's like work for hire, you know what I mean? And you just and then you give it over to people, and then they, it's somebody else's job to get it done. You know what I mean? Like trying to find a good example of something like, you know what I mean? Like I adapted a book for Vin Vendors, right? That was set in Tokyo. And you sort of put all your work into something like that, and then you take everybody's notes and stuff, you know what I mean? Because when you're hired to do something, it's not like when you're writing a spec, you can just, all the creative decisions are your own, right? But when you're work for hire, you just listen to what everybody says, and you have to listen because that's your job to listen. You can say, oh, well, I disagree with this, or I would do something differently, and I've never been in a situation where somebody was like rude or anything like that, or it was like, we don't care what you think, but generally the way it goes, like if they were asking for something, you can, say, wow, I disagree, blah, 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 and they're like, okay, I understand, thank you, now can you, do the thing we asked you, and you go and do it. That's fine, that's your job as a writer, is to sort of interpret the notes that other people give you and apply them in the best way that you know how. So you do that job, and then the job's done, and you give the script to the people, and you're like, okay, take that over the finish line. You know what I mean? And like I said, sometimes it does. You put all that work into something, and for reasons that are beyond your control, that doesn't go through. Like that. That Tokyo thing. The economy in Japan collapses, and then tsunami comes, and it's like the film market collapses in Tokyo, right? I think right now there's like 4 completed scripts that are in various stages of being packaged or financed, and then there's like there's another script that they packaged it, and then the financing fell through, and then there's like a few other pitches. So I would say it's like probably like a little less than 10, probably. Nothing's in pre-production. It's all in. I get a call tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, hey, okay, these elements are in place, this is, they're taking this out to financiers. It's sort of, just how the process works, there's, I don't know, there's no timeline on these sorts of things. I just finished a script in Australia for a really talented Australian director, and they're going to go out in the new year with that, and hopefully we'll see what happens with that. I have some another script I wrote that's in development now for a big, action director here. So we'll see. Again, you sort of, when you become a writer, again, you have to become less about the ends, and it's just about trying to do good work, and then doing the best writing you can, and then whether it gets made or not is largely, after you're done with the script, is up to somebody else now. Like I said, movies get made because of directors and because of actors, so hopefully you've done your job well enough as a writer to get those people involved and excited about the project, and that's that. I like writing, I just like the writing and the sort of the sense of discovery of writing, I'm a guy that likes, just trying to figure things out and writing a scene that excites you or whatever, there's something exciting about the blank page or whatever, and just this idea that you can create a scene or create a character or something that didn't exist before. You're sort of creating something out of nothing, and surprising yourself, and just thinking at the end of the day, there's going to be something new here that wasn't there before, and that's what I really enjoy. All this sort of politics and the machinery of Hollywood and that production process, that doesn't really excite me as much as the sort of moment of creation of bringing things to life on a page. Who am I? Oh, I'm Kevin Koehler and I write movies.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you.